Okay, thank you for coming today to my session about our new DevRel, Invention of Scaling Out Partner Ecosystem. My name is Junichi Okamura. I'm so excited and have fun about talking our experience about our DevRel activities in Japan. So let's get started. First of all, please let me introduce myself briefly. My name is Junichi Okamura, Senior Technical Partner Manager at Shopify. And my Twitter is Benzo Okapi, and written here. So please follow me. I will follow up your question, and I will tweet as well in the DevRel hashtag. And I named myself the API lover, midnight developer, manga creator, beer lover, alpaca, etc. So I love the exciting stuff and the offshore or the personality. Okay. Here is my contents today. So we have the 5 chapters. The first one is the overview of our Shopify and its ecosystem. And second one is our first success and failure of our DevRel activity last year. Third one is what we changed and happened last year and this year. The second one is the key factors of success we did. And the last one, it should be the wrap up and the future of DevRel, I think. So let's get started. Okay. First one is First one is the overview of Shopify and its ecosystem. Shopify is a leading multi-channel commerce platform with the following numbers. We do the business globally. We have the greater than 1 million active merchants globally as well. To be brief, in one word, we are one platform, every channel and any devices. Once you get started with Shopify, you can have your own store online and storefront and connecting to other marketplaces like Amazon and the social media like Facebook, Instagram, and etc. etc. So to drill down more deeply, so that we can say we are single integrated back offices. You can do the payment, capital, marketing, analytics, app, inventory, fulfillment, order management, and shipping, whole bunch of the required tasks for your the commerce, e-commerce, and it can be achieved, provided by us as a one-stop solution. It's like we often call ourselves is a commerce OS, like a back OS, Linux or something, and we should be the kernel of the commerce activity as well. Yeah. So we are growing globally and rapidly, and of course, here in Asia, we have the rapid growth as well, and especially with Japan has a significant growth as well. And here is various API to enable flexible customization, which is our unique, the specific advantages and the characteristic which make us the unique, having the unique position on the e-commerce world. Using this kind of the APIs and our partners can be developed their own apps. App is like a plugin, so they can add their own demanded features to Shopify for their client merchant as well. I'll mention later the more detail in the coming slides. Yeah, so this is that overview of our extensive partner ecosystem. So we have the 5,300 apps currently. As I said, the app is a plugin and can be installed from our own app store, and like a mobile smartphone the app store as well. And our user merchant can install this kind of apps into their shop, and they can add their demanded functionality into their shops without any coding. The right number is 37,400 persons, agency as web designers who built the online shop for their client through our partner account, partner dashboard, and they helped their client merchants to do their online businesses, which is not so much good at the coding and the integration, the IT stuff. So in those cases, these agency and web designer can help them to build their online shops with their skills. My main role is supporting the building the community and bring the huge growth into this partner ecosystem in terms of the apps and agencies. That's why we have been doing developer activities in Shopify Japan as well. Here is a case of the rapid growth in Japan too. So as you see the screen, so our app store has the many Japan-born apps, and we successfully gained the huge growth in our ecosystem for producing app and bringing a new agency as well. So far, do you feel the all sounds good? Nothing to talk today. So, of course, no. Don't stop to make the early conclusion. So, to reaching out of this phases situation, we have struggled to try the many things, many activity since the last year, the improving, changing the way of thinking, and the tracking, analyzing our activities result, and we have enhancing more and more. And just this year, we getting result and from our trying to build the economy, the community and the ecosystem as well. So I would like to talk about the detail about our experiences and since the last year in the next chapters. Okay. The second one is our success and failure. Success and failure. 1 year ago, here is a many screenshots, photos of a developer relationships activity we did last year. Maybe you feel those kind of the photo is very common views and scenes, which happened in various locations of the DevRel people gathering, and of course the developers as well. We did the same, and we followed the same approach. And what did we succeeded in last year? First one, awareness of our app ecosystem in the audience. Before doing this kind of activities, few developers know our API, and our team in Japan existing here as well. So, and why we do this kind of activity, we gain more awareness with the app developers in Japan. That's the great success. Second one is the scaling up the communication of the audience, which means we had a more deeper communication one-on-one with the audience developers about our API specification and shooting their trouble, asking the question. That's what the success was as well. Third one, the qualitative measurement of our activity with emotional feedback. It's like a Facebook share and feedback on our survey. Oh, there's a Shopify API is great. I was excited. I think I'm gonna become the real app developer. It says Ross. This is the successful as well. But of course, we have the failure. Now, first one, converting to real app developers from the audience, which means, as I said, many audience who participate our workshop or the activity, they say, oh, we love to develop the apps. We want to be the partners of Shopify, but we couldn't find it. And after the event ended, we have no way. We have some significant movement of that. That is one of our failure. Second one, the scaling out the number of the audience. So as you know, this kind of activity is very time consuming, and allocating the location and creating landing page and handling the registration. So it's hard for us, such a small team yet, to scaling out number of the audience, which means the number of the events. So if you say that, if you express our impact in numbers, we cannot assess the real impact we achieved with the number itself only. So that is the second failure. A third one, the quantitative measurement of our activity with data tracking, which means that even though we did a successful workshop, we have no way about the checking how many of the participants turned our real partners, and how many apps was actually developed by the participant and of the event we hosted. So it's just like we are lost in the way of the going right or going left, and which direction. So this is the third failure in the last year. So this is the fragmented result of the last year and of our activities. We were successful and lifting that awareness itself with Twitter share or other feedback, but we want and about the scaling out of the conversation layer. So this is our challenge for the next year. How should we scale out this activity? So we have asked ourselves again and again, and sometimes asked by our leadership or other colleagues. So this is the main challenge, and this is the important topic we have to solve this year to get be more successful in Japan market and in Japan community as well. So let's get down to the chapter 3. I would like to talk about the detail of what we did, how we did. So, first of all, we started to think backward. Think backward means, and in 2019, we thought forward, which means we started thinking of what kind of activity is needed, what kind of activity should be done at the point of a start, and we assess and check the goal. But under the approach, we weren't successful enough about to achieve the goal. So this year, we started thinking from the goal, which means why we should do this developer relationship activity. What is our expectation? What is the goal? And we tried to figure out what kind of activity should be then what kind of content is required. So thinking backward from the goal to the step, to be more uh, to be more exact. So the uh, from why and what we should do, and to the what and how we do. Okay. So this is the major marketing funnel diagram. So maybe you should know and often see some events. And this diagram is sourced by this far in the URL. If you get interested, check it later. Okay, so let's get down about what we changed. So we set up this kind of a table and matrix, and the thinking how we make the growth within the teams. So we made the check item checklist, and for example, place where before 2019 we did offline, but after this year 2020 we should be online. For what? We achieved the scalability. By the way, we shifted to the online before this COVID-19 situation, so that it's not impacted by the COVID-19, the, the pandemic as well. And the second one, the audience, who before we did for everyone. After we will do for the selected one with more passion, with more engaged, with some clear purpose goal. For what? And bring the conversion to be the real our partners. Third one, the goal, why? Before we did give the basic knowledge. After this year, so give the education, which really work for their business and Shopify partners for conversion as well. Second one is next one is the contents. What? Before we provided the decks as the mine today. So after we provided blog and video for scalability as well, because the deck is not good at the gaining the SEO and not easier for the developers to find after some event ended. But the blog video is public natively and easier for them to find later by searching. So that's why we shifted to the blog video the usages. Next one, the style. How? Before we did in the style of the workshop, one by one and single shop workshop. But after we shifted to program style, it's just an online school of the coding or education for the new programmers, English learners, and somehow about the physical training gym. And so we shifted the style of these activities for conversion as well. So give them the more real knowledge and skill to for help them to become our real partners as well. The last one, the measurement, which data we should follow. So before we follow the number of the feedback, the shares in Twitter, the survey, it's kind of more emotional. But after this year, we shift to the number of shops, apps produced by our audience who participate our program. So for being quantitative, so the tracking the result outcome in perspective of the data can be more logical, can be more observative. So we shift to the style of measurement in this way. So we thought, what do you call this approach? I asked myself a lot. So, and one thing came to me. Oh, I got it. That can be called boot camp. Boot camp is like a physical training program, and there is some military and some the coding school and somehow English or something. So the this word is often named for intensive and more engaged educational program. So we named our new DevRel activity bootcamp. Of course, it could be online. And I shared the result on the first. Uh, to be brief, we did 3 times this year, and now in the fourth programs, we have the three part of these new activities. One in the program, we have the Zoom session once a week, and we communicated the participant in our Slack, and we invited many existing active partners who gave the session about the activity and tech stuff, and so the APS skill architecture, etc. We doing the program. We did it within the 6 week. So one cycle have the 6 week terms of the educated grow the participant to turn the real active partners and developers. Second, the forum online communities. We encourage them to post the many inquiry and contribute to the forum to shooting the trouble and asking the question. So which is very, very helpful for our users and their future activity as well. Third one, the contents like the blog and the YouTube videos. So we made it for this bootcamp program initially, but as I shared this kind of the content with the audience participant, uh, they view them, which gained more PV, and that's enabled to the contents easier funded in the online internet uh, with more PV. So this is a good cycle between each component, program, forum, contents. So I feel that this is the trigger of our successful new developer activities. So what happened? This is a fact of this year, 2020. So we still successful lifting up awareness because the many of the participants are freelancer who love the sharing in Twitter, and they promote or the share the what contents, what is our bootcamp actually in the Twitter and the blog. We still successful the lifting up awareness, and we gain the scaling out conversion through this educated intensive program of this bootcamp. And especially the most successful thing is the date track. We get the date tracking, uh, who produced the what number of shops apps, and we can check it and after the program ended using our BI tool. Because I mentioned later, because we force them to provide their partner IDs during the registration. So that's quite successful for our new activities. Yes, so we can say we invented a new DevRel successful. Yes, let's call it the day. It's okay. No, stop. I'd like to drill down to the detail of what did it. Maybe there's some of them should want to know more. So I'd like to drill down to the detail in the next section. So chapter 4, key factor of success with it. One, shift to educational trainers from funny icons, which means before we focus on the getting attention from the participant developers, talking about the funny stuff, more the iconic themes, but we shifted to more serious educational trainers who can give them more best required answered and knowledges. So I I found I found that we we no longer need the no pizza and the beer or the too much jokes in the events, but instead the more optimized real working contents and the passion and the communication work them better. Two, do not give the answers only but the way of the solving. So which means that we try to give them the developers the way of the finding the solution by themselves, not only the simply answer the question, but providing the way of the searching the documentation and useful stuff. And third one is leverage funnels of contents of people. As I mentioned, so the before we publish our blog just simply for gaining the SEO fee, quite separated from our textbook for workshop, which used to be our decks. But this year we combine both. So we take them, our blogs and the videos as textbook as well, and share the audience, and audience brings more TV to bring more audience through them via the internet search. I feel this is a good cycle and interaction between the awareness and advocacy and loyalty and the, from the graduated partners from the boot camp. So this is uh, this is a good and finding we want aware of. So yeah, so the connect all of your output, blog, sample code, videos, and cyclic, connecting the program and search and online forum. So this was very successful for cases. Last one, the limited the audience to the account holder with passion. So which means that initially we try to get more audience. We pursued the number of the participants itself, but this year we started limited the audience with the real account, a real working ID, and of course real passion to become our partner doing uh, Shopify business as well together. So this worked fine as well because the most of the participants was very motivated to learn actively. So share their contents inside in the Twitter, which bring the more audience, get more awareness to our DevRel activities. Okay, this is the last chapter. The future of DevRel, I think. So maybe some of you might feel DevRel is uncertain and the winding road, but should be going to be more skill layer oriented and analysis role based on our experience, not only coding, talking, but more insight about marketing approach, what the strategy and what the type of the communication data tracking is needed. Various skill is will be needed for the future DevRel. And DevRel is not only event hoster or contest writer any longer, but a key driver for business success with multiple skill outward coding. So the marketing, digital marketing, data analysis, design, or other iconic skills and the characteristic as well. So I'd like to give you this sentence as the last of my session. So it's your turn to invent your own DevRel to scale up your ecosystem. DevRel is the power of your build your ecosystem. So please think again, invent your own way to scale up your DevRel and amplify your DevRel outcome. So we do that together. Thank you so much.